And the odds makers have installed DeVonta Smith as the favorite to be the player that the Eagles take. Again, they're currently at number 12, plus 170, the guy for the Eagles, and that would mean that DeVonta Smith isn't a top 10 pick or a top 11 pick, as the case may be, unless the Eagles do trade up, and there's some chatter that maybe they would try to do that. Smith measured 6 feet 166 at the Indianapolis Medical Check. There wasn't a scouting combine this year, but 125 to 150 players went to Indianapolis to get checked out physically. Smith had that badly injured finger in the national championship game. 6 foot 166. At his pro day, he said he was 170. He was listed by Alabama as 6'1", 175. We know how that goes, though. We know that you never can trust the numbers that are officially listed by any team regarding a player's height or weight. But 6 foot 166 dusts off the concern that he's too small. We've talked about this multiple times. Does it matter at all, Chris?
Not really. I think it matters more politically than it does actually on the field. Like, again, I'd be concerned if I saw 166 and there was a lot of film and evidence in the SEC with the best corners in all of college football. And again, he's practicing against really great corners and a top 10 pick in Patrick Surtain every day. But I'd be worried if I saw evidence on film to go, hey, this guy's got some strength, or, he's a little frail. There's issues here. Then I'd be worried. I would. Now, I know the NFL is a different game, and it is. There's no doubt about it. I don't care if you're at Alabama, LSU, Ohio State. I was at Texas when we were, one of the best teams in football. Hey, it ain't the NFL. The NFL is a different animal as far as physicality, the smartness of the players, quickness, and how things happen. So going over the middle in the NFL is going to be different than going over the middle again in the Rose Bowl against Notre Dame or the national championship game against Ohio State. So it is different that way. Where I say politically, Mike, it matters is this. And this is where I think, like, if you're Jamar Chase or DeVonta Smith, they're both so good. What do we do? Jamar Chase is going to win the battle now for sure in my eyes because of that number a little bit. Because what it is going to scare people away from is just if he does get hurt, right? Oh, he got hurt in year 1 or year 2 because he is frail and he's been banged up. You're going to hear it from everybody. Well, you drafted a 166-pound receiver. What did you think was going to happen? All these people had these concerns before the draft. And I think that's where it maybe affects him a little bit. Ultimately, I don't think it's a drop or anything like that in the draft, but I think it's going to just make people question and be a little scared that way.
What would be the number? How light would he have to be to get you to say just that number itself is a concern? I mean, would he have to dip under 160?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, listen, I don't love the way that number looks right there. I don't. But here's the balance too, right? Like if you were in the 150s, yeah, I'd be like, man, I don't know. I don't think I can do that. I don't think I really don't. But like, here's the other avenue or issue that you have here. The guy is special, all right? He can fly. He's the best route runner in the draft. He's awesome in so many areas, but I think the what was I going to say here? I totally just lost my train of thought.
That's all right. We're not live. We're on tape.
Nah, no big deal. I know.
Hey.
What is that? Where was I about to go with that?
Let me.
Well, oh yeah, the adding the weight. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. The adding the weight, that could affect his speed. That's where it's a tough, really challenge for guys like DeVonta Smith. And if I'm his quarterback, I'm sitting there going, wait, you're 166 and you run 4.32? Or you can be 176 or in 180 and run 4.45? I'd go, DeVonta, screw that extra 10 pounds. Let's run 4.3, and you continue to work on your techniques and your quickness and all that, so we can just keep throwing 60-yard bombs and scoring touchdowns. And that's the other issue for a guy like him, that he's got to balance about, going all in on the weight thing.
I also wonder, I wonder if he resisted getting on the scale when he went to Indianapolis.
I know.
Because he has been very coy about his weight.
He has.
And even though it's a non-issue from a football standpoint, it is an issue politically, as you said.
Right.
It could be the thing that causes a team to skew one way over the other because they don't want to get that I told you so, I told you so, I told you so down the line. I just wonder whether he considered saying, nah, I'm good. When you're in there and you submit to the process you go to see the doctor. What do? They tell you to get on the scale. And I know sometimes, like, I really don't want to get on the scale. I ate too much pizza this weekend. But, you know, I
know.
I also wonder if he knew he was going to be weighed.
I wonder that, too. That's the first thing I thought of.
He could have eaten a whole pizza before he walked into the doctor's office that day.
You have a gallon of water in your hand. You know, that's what you do. You're right. You do something just to fake it for that moment. I bet you he didn't expect to be weighed in. That would be my money. But, yeah, we'll see. I still think this is a guy that has a very good chance of going top 10. I certainly think it'll be top 15. There's no way he falls farther than that. And really, Mike, if Atlanta goes Pitts, right, and then if Cincinnati somehow goes Jamar Chase, right, which I don't think is crazy. I don't think it's crazy there. Penei Sewell, Jamar Chase, or whatever tackle they like. There could be some play for DeVonta Smith. I wouldn't be shocked if he was sitting there at 7, 8, 9, and somebody made a move to come up and get him. He's pretty damn special. I'll be interested to see if that scenario happens. Will the Lions take a receiver at 7, Mike? I mean, there's no Golladay. There's no Marvin Jones. There's really nothing they have at that position on their roster that's special right now. Would they do that? Are they going to trade down? I don't know. But DeVonta Smith isn't intriguing as far as, you know, where or what happens to him in this top 15.
Well, as it relates to the Lions, I'll tell you this. If he only weighs 166, he hasn't been biting many kneecaps. Or if he has been, he's spitting them out and not chewing them up and swallowing them, because he needs to be eating some kneecaps and other body parts to get over 170.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.